Drink what the RAV hosts drink. Soldier Fuel.
Let's go.
The Charlie Kirk Show starts now.
Some breaking news out of John Bolton's classified information case. So he is now in court and expected to change his plea to guilty to one count of retaining classified information. The former national security advisor admits he retained classified information within a diary entry. He faces up to 5 years in prison and a fine of over $2 million.
You know, there's certain things that I believe in that are not being reflected in the current environment, especially with some of these races on Tuesday. And as we said in our pledge, you know, we're for capitalism, not socialism. We're for safety, not lawlessness. We're proud of America, not ashamed of America. And we need to be promoting those things. And, you know, the far left and the far right, you know, they're all very well organized. But those of us that don't support those far left or far right principles need to do a better job organizing and getting our message out.
We saw today the Supreme Court make a decision that is putting so many people's lives in jeopardy. And I just came back from a rally with 1199 as I stood alongside a number of Haitian New Yorkers who are concerned about what this means for their status in our city. And frankly, this city, the one that we love, is one that has been built by so many from so many different parts of the world. And that includes our Haitian brothers and sisters, our Syrian brothers and sisters. And we stand here ready to be in solidarity with all of those who are concerned by today's decision. And beyond just the language of solidarity, actions of solidarity.
Well, I think the most important point is that this administration, on the asylum point, is we've implemented international agreements all over the world to take in our asylum seekers. So America's doors are closed fully to asylum seekers. We've set up agreements where if you want asylum, then we will find a country elsewhere in the world to take you. It's very simple, a very elegant, a very complete solution. Now, of course, as you know, you've heard me talk about it here many times before, all asylum claims across the southwest border are always fake. They always involve somebody who is coming from a country where they're not being persecuted based on race, religion, ethnicity, so on and so forth. Overwhelmingly, right, they're coming from other countries in the Western Hemisphere where there's no persecution based on religion, no persecution based on race, etc. In many cases, of course, they also come through dozens of other countries on their way here where if they wanted asylum, they should have sought it first. In every case, they're either criminals, benefit seekers, economic migrants, welfare seekers, et cetera, et cetera. They're coming to join family members and so forth. But the good news for them is that we have other countries willing to take them.
When it comes to our city, is if you are worried about what this means for your status, if you're worried about what this means for your family, I would encourage you to call our Mayor's Office of Immigrant Affairs hotline, and you can do so at 1-800-354-0365. Again, that's 1-800-354-0365. Now, many of you know this is a city of 8.5 million people. More than 3 million of us were born elsewhere. I'm one of them. We're a city that's proud of our immigrant heritage. And when we think about especially what Haitian New Yorkers have had to deal with, not just for weeks or months or years, but frankly for decades, we have seen a cruelty that has become normalized. And to have a people who frankly taught the world about freedom have their own freedom be put in jeopardy by the actions of a Supreme Court and a federal administration, it is not only cruel, it's something that we will not ever accept. And so we stand here as New Yorkers proud of standing in solidarity and proud to do everything that we can to keep people in their homes and to keep people together.
Does the administration consider Haiti a safe country?
For Haitians, absolutely. Yes. Yes, so yes, Haitians live in Haiti. It's not our position that Haitians should leave Haiti. I mean, it'd be crazy for us to say that Haitians couldn't live in Haiti. It's their country. Of course Haitians should live in Haiti. There's no viable asylum, or use a technical term here, CAT claim, or withholding claim, for any Haitian seeking relief from going back to Haiti, to their homeland. The fact that there might be pockets of Haiti where there's higher crime rates, guess what? There's pockets of Chicago with crime rates just as high, right? There's pockets of cities like St. Louis with crime just as high. Pockets of Los Angeles with crime just as high. It has never been the case that having communities that have high crime rates is a basis for asylum. It never has been, never will be.
Hey folks, it's your friend John Rich. I co-founded Old Glory Bank because we heard too many stories.
Real America's Voice is growing, and now it's all in one place. Introducing the new and improved RAV app, built for access, community, and choice, not paywalls. Here's the key. RAV is still free to watch. No sign-in, no membership required. Your favorite live streams, breaking coverage, and video on demand are all right there. Free, just like always.
For the War Room Posse, we have to be a force multiplier on this. We have to stick the landing.
In the White House, in the Oval Office, you're crushing it, my friend.
And if you want more, the members section is your backstage pass. Get exclusive behind-the-scenes photos and videos, insider moments from the studio and the field, and early access to new content before it goes public. Members can also unlock special experiences like virtual meet and greets, member-only auctions, and select event access, plus commercial-free viewing of certain shows inside the app. It's not just an app, it's a community. Download the RAV app today. Find it in the App Store and Google Play.
When it's breaking,
we're moving.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. News doesn't sleep. At Real America's Voice, we don't get to crash or lose focus. That's why we drink Soldier Fuel to stay ahead of the chaos, because we do this for you.
So good.
Soldier Fuel has no sugar, so no crash.
Now that's a game changer.
Here we go, all of us.
Wow, that's good.
I'm fueled up now.
Used by the U.S. military every day. Now available to you.
This is huge.
Built by
information coming from every angle with the will to deceive. Fear not. You found the place for truth. The voice of a generation that still has the will to believe in the greatest country in the history of the world. This is the Charlie Kirk Show. Buckle up. Here we go.
All right, welcome to the Charlie Kirk Show. We are here in Phoenix, Arizona, live this Friday, June 26th. Is it June 26th? I thought yesterday was June 26th.
It is the 26th of June.
Well, good.
Today.
I'm not wrong. How we doing, Blake?
We're doing excellent.
Wonderful.
We've got good news.
There is good. You're talking about the Tyler Robinson.
Yes.
Yes, of course. So we do have an update. Judge Graff ruled on the contempt portion of the case involving Tyler Robinson to bring the audience back up to speed. So there was obviously an ATF report that was referenced in a defense motion. Now, the defense motion said that the bullet didn't match the gun, all right, or something to that effect. Daily Mail took it, spun it. The internet went crazy. 25, 30 million impressions later. So the prosecution came out and they said, actually, hey, whoa. That's not what the ATF report says. The ATF report says the bullet was too badly damaged to conclusively, without any question, using ballistics reporting of striations on the bullet, etc., to match it to the gun. But we have plenty of other reason to believe that the gun matches the bullet and all this other evidence.
And just more generally, it's that it can't be provably it can't be provably linked to this specific gun, and people spun it as it is disproven. It is not possibly linked to this gun.
So the prosecution went and corrected the record, but that's not why he's being held in contempt, this particular prosecutor. Why he's being held in contempt is because then after clarifying the record, which the judge admitted and concurred that he had a reasonable rationale and expectation to clarify the record, he went on and said, we have an overwhelming case, the state does, against Tyler Robinson. That, he said, is unfairly prejudicial to the jury. Okay, so that's the big case. It's basically a slap on the wrist. So here's actually a legal analyst from Fox News. I saw this clip as I was prepping for the show this morning. I thought he did an excellent job. I'll play it for you. SOT 27.
How does the contempt charge against Chris Ballard, the prosecutor, how does that affect the case? Would they pull him off? Does it do anything else to the prosecution?
I think it'll have no effect whatsoever. And I think the best way to look at this whole thing is this was a win for the prosecution. Yes, they were found in contempt, but they were not found in contempt for the bigger issue about correcting the ATF report. That was really what this was all about, was there was false information out there. The prosecution felt that they had to act and had to act quickly to correct it so it would not create this spun out of control false narrative.
So it will have absolutely no effect on the prosecution. But again, I marvel actually at Judge Graff's ability to navigate these with nuance, with impartiality, fairness. All of this is important because ultimately when this case is done, it will be up for appeal, and he's being very careful not to give any reason for this trial to be overturned.
It makes you really admire, the capabilities of people we have randomly in Middle America, because this is not even the largest county in Utah. It's south of Salt Lake City. And just he's never expected. He probably mostly handles incredibly minor cases. And then suddenly the most famous criminal case in the country that's going to be consuming possibly 2-3 years of his life drops into it. And I feel like he's handled it all quite well. He's
handled it well. I mean, it's slow and deliberate. Certainly, I would love, to Blake's points that he's made on this show multiple times, I would love for this stuff to be faster. I always think about this, and I'm not saying this is exactly where I want to go. I'm just saying the contrast and the juxtaposition mentally is just wild. Well, remember when we went into Iraq and they found Saddam Hussein hiding in a cistern or whatever it was.
Spider hole, they called it.
And literally within like 2 or 3 weeks, I think he was hanging in the public square.
It took a while. I remember that. Actually, it took a couple of years, actually.
No, I don't think so. We'll look it up. Anyway, the point is the pace of justice in this country is abysmally slow. But I once again, I admire Judge Graff's deliberateness, how careful he's being, and how dispassionately and impartially he's approaching everything. I think that's actually really, really important, and it's a good thing when we want to get justice in this case. All right. We are going to now transition to some of the continued fallout from the DSA sweep in New York. And it occurs to me, Blake, that the Democrat Party has been sustained upon a coalition of 14th Amendment blacks, like the black Americans, especially after the Civil Rights Act, and Ellis Island immigrants. Mm-hmm. And they are being supplanted by the Hart-Celler immigrants in the 1990 Immigration Act.
Exactly. We should explain that, because America's had two truly dramatic waves of immigration in the past 150 years. You could call it the Ellis Island wave. That kicks off maybe about 10, 15 years after the Civil War, runs 1890s, 1890s, 1900s, 1910s. We get millions of people into America, and then America decides too many of these, and they slam the door, and we digest those Americans for decades. But that still is the bedrock of FDR's New Deal coalition. You have these big cities, they have Italians, they have Eastern Europeans, they have Jewish Americans, and a lot of them are sort of the bedrock of the Democratic Party, along with black Americans. Yeah, a lot of papists. A lot of papists. The Democratic Party was very Catholic throughout this period. Uh-huh. And that's the Democratic Party. But now we're at the point, they got digested. A lot of them, they're not Democrats anymore. They got assimilated.
The Catholics voted for Trump.
I like to say that a sign of my assimilation, I'm mostly German, I'm Catholic, but I like reading English history a lot more than I like reading German history. I identify far more with England.
You've been thoroughly anglicized.
I've been totally assimilated. But Democrats, that's not going to work for them, because they can't handle people who love America, so they need to build a new coalition. So it's, as you say, the Hart-Celler Act, that's the shorthand for Ted Kennedy's bill, massively liberalizing our immigration laws, 1965 onward, continuing in 1990, the biggest immigration wave of any country in human history, and much more alien people. Now we're getting more. We're getting Muslims, we're getting Hindus, we're getting way more East Asians, not nearly as culturally Christian or European.
Well, everybody thinks of immigration, not everybody. It used to be in the country that a lot of people thought of tabula rasa, right? That we are a blank slate that you can incorporate any culture and it will be seamless and easy. Once they come to America, they'll realize the blessings of freedom and capitalism and orderliness and the free market. No. What happens now is if you go full screen on me if you can, guys. If you were saying, like, here's America in the 1920s, and then you get this huge immigrant wave from Southern and Eastern Europe. This is about how alien they were, about like this much space. Guess what happened after Hart-Celler? The immigrants, you can't even see it. It's off screen, okay? It's like way over there. How alien they are to our starting point. The assimilation challenge is first and foremost much more difficult because they are much more alien to our country. But secondly, our country lost its backbone and its courage and its self-confidence So now it's racist to ask them to assimilate. Now it's racist to suggest they follow our laws. It's racist to suggest that they should not get on welfare instantly and work with an NGO to game our system. That's all bigoted and hateful, and we love our immigrant communities, and they add diversity and ethnic food and all this other garbage.
Gotta have the ethnic food.
This is exactly how communism gets ushered in, how foreign ideas, foreign grudges, and foreign tribalism get ushered into America, and it's got to stop. I want to tell you guys about All Family Pharmacy. Wonderful people. They're going to be coming on the show next week. We love them. We love what they do for the country. Why? Because they have flipped the script. See what I did there? It's what they call prescription, Blake. I did something fun there. They flipped the script on the pharmaceutical business. Here's what you don't want to do. You don't want to get sick and wait in line and ask for permission, and 2 days later, maybe you got your prescription. So get prepared ahead of time with All Family Pharmacy. And by the way, great Americans, great patriots, great capitalists. Something I'm putting a huge premium on now that I didn't before this DSA sweep. If you love this country, if you want to succeed, this is what these guys are doing. You're going to love them when you meet them. Guess what? Any prescription you need, Tamiflu, ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, antivirals, all that stuff you can get at allfamilypharmacy.com/Kirk. Use the code KIRK10 for 10% off at checkout. allfamilypharmacy.com/Kirk. KIRK10 at checkout for 10% off. We'll be right back.
Everybody hates Beth. She eats all the food she loves and stays slim. Kim starves herself.
Real America's Voice is growing, and now it's all in one place. Introducing the new and improved RAV app, built for access, community, and choice, not paywalls. Here's the key. RAV is still free to watch. No sign-in, no membership required. Your favorite live streams, breaking coverage, and video on demand are all right there. Free, just like always.
For the War Room Posse, we have to be a force multiplier on this. We have to stick the landing.
In the White House, in the Oval Office, you're crushing it, my friend.
And if you want more, the members section is your backstage pass. Get exclusive behind-the-scenes photos and videos, insider moments from the studio and the field, and early access to new content before it goes public. Members can also unlock special experiences like virtual meet and greets, member-only auctions, and select event access, plus commercial-free viewing of certain shows inside the app. It's not just an app, it's a community. Download the RAV app today. Find it in the App Store and Google Play.
When it's breaking,
we're moving.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. News doesn't sleep. At Real America's Voice, we don't get to crash or lose focus. That's why we drink Soldier Fuel to stay ahead of the chaos, because we do this for you.
So good.
Soldier Fuel has no sugar, so no crash.
Now that's a game changer.
Here we go, all of us.
Wow, that's good. I'm fueled up now.
Used by the U.S. military every day. Now available to you.
This is huge.
Built by patriots for patriots.
Now it's time for you to do the Soldier Fuel Challenge. Order Soldier Fuel, film yourself cracking one open, and taking the Soldier Fuel Challenge. Upload your video at soldierfuel.com/challenge, and you'll be entered to win a free shipment of Soldier Fuel.
That's what I'm talking about.
Your video could also be featured on air. Just scan the QR code on your screen or go to soldierfuel.com/challenge to enter. Drink with the RAV hosts drink. Soldier Fuel.
Let's go.
I'm Andy M., and I love Real America's Voice, where my voice counts and your voice counts. That is America's Voice.
Hello, all you Ravagers. I'm Billy Howell, your old buddy Carefree Largo from the chat, and I'm thrilled to be part of the Rav family. When I want to be heard, I use my Real America's Voice.
My name is TJ Ash from Carbonville, Utah. Real America's Voice lets me express my conservative views without censorship or edit.
Welcome back to the Charlie Kirk Show. I'm going to tell you guys about Y-Refi. We are at the Y-Refi studios after all, and Lane Dave, the whole team over at YRefi. Amazing people, great patriots, great capitalists. I'm going to keep harping on that now because I just love it. There are so many good people in this country that have done the right thing for so many years, and we're getting replaced. Yeah, okay, I said it. It's called the replacement theory. So it's not a replacement theory. It is a replacement fact, okay? All right, anyways, YRefi are great people, great capitalists. They have come up with a solution to helping students with private student loan debts, and investors can get on board with what they're doing. So if you are an accredited investor, you can earn up to 10.25% on your investment, and that interest rate is fixed. Your interest is calculated every day. You can see it building every day, and it's paid out monthly. You can reinvest that interest and into your investment vehicle with YRefi, or you can take it off the board as profit, whatever you choose, or they make it easy to donate it to a charity of your choice, local church, whatever you want to do. And they are, like I said, great people. We love them. We trust them. So check them out, 877-80-INVEST. That's 877-80-INVEST. You can call them. Or visit them online at investyrrefi.com. That's investyrrefi.com. Make sure you scan that QR code. Check out the private placement memorandum and view the disclosures at your leisure. YRefi, investing in America's future. Check them out today. Great people. I even got the mic flag, which Blake does not have. Okay?
Apparently, they don't even make it anymore.
I don't know what the problem is.
I'm really distressed by this.
I'm very proud of
Between this and you drinking up all of the strong cell.
We've got issues here in the studio. We've got to work them out. All right, here's what I want to tell you about. Pew They sorted Americans into 9 political groups, okay? It's a very, very interesting way to do it. So instead of left v. right, we understand that every side is actually really, when you break it down, a coalition of different types of voters, okay? Now, I did my taxonomy of the right and broke it down into 5 groups. They have broken it down into 9 different groups, ranging from left, very left, to very right, okay? And they do it by race: white, Hispanic, black, Asian, okay? So what's interesting about this report, and what was kind of the inspiration for our lead today, was that blacks, and to a lesser extent Latinos, are really, really low on the super progressive scale. And the vast majority of those cohorts fall into order and opportunity left. So yes, they are left, they are Democrats, but they're not crazy Democrats. They sort of want order and opportunity. They actually are pretty cool with the capitalist system, with having to work for a job. They want order. They want crime. They want immigration. Actually, blacks and Latinos tend to be very, very bullish on immigration. They want order at the border. They want crime and they dealt with, and they want order in those different respects. So they tend to be more economically progressive, but they want law and order. Okay?
I think a lot of them, I would define that as they're groups that basically they want government programs to pay out.
All right, well,
money.
Sure, but it's something different than what we're seeing with the hard seller immigrants. Okay, it's something different than we're seeing with the 1990 and onward mass invasion immigrants. So these are people that have been somewhat assimilated into the customs and norms of America, and you can work with them. And here's the big key. Blacks, and to a lesser extent Latinos, don't fully realize what's happening right now. They don't realize that the Democrat Party is leaving them behind. They have found new customers, and that is foreigners that just get off the boat. They have fewer demands. All they want is communism. All they want is to seize the means of production from rich white people and give it away to their constituencies. This is what you see with Somalia, okay? That is the most extreme example that you can think of, certainly, but that is a good case study. And I'll show that it's true. This is Zohran Mamdani, a foreigner himself, a Muslim foreigner, Islamo-Marxist, 21.
We saw today the Supreme Court make a decision that is putting so many people's lives in jeopardy. Many of you know this is a city of 8.5 million people. More than 3 million of us were born elsewhere. I'm one of them. We're a city that's proud of our immigrant heritage. And when we think about especially what Haitian New Yorkers have had to deal with, not just for weeks or months or years, but frankly for decades, we have seen a cruelty that has become normalized.
It says 3 million immigrants in New York City. 3 million, more than 3 million. That is crazy.
They'll tell you
50%.
New York. They'll tell you New York has always been a city of immigrants, but what that understates is New York has had its demographics change a lot, even in the past 20 years, since 9/11.
Yep.
Since 9/11, New York is vastly less white, including ethnic whites, Italians, and so forth. It's a lot more Islamic, a lot more Chinese, like a lot of interesting shifts have happened, and also it's economically changed, and that's one of the reasons you're able to see this more kind of communist stuff take off.
So here's what's happening in the Democrat Party to this point. You are seeing the rise of the foreigners, the foreign tribalism, sectarianism coming up, and it is vengeful. It is bitter. It hates America. And you're seeing a wedge being driven into the heart of the Democrat Party. And we're even seeing now movement of some Democrats, moderate Democrats, that don't like it. And they are actually signing a pledge, a promise to America, supporting what? Strong borders. Interesting. Capitalism and patriotism. Check this out. SOT 22.
You know, there's certain things that I believe in that are not being reflected in the current environment, especially with some of these races on Tuesday. And as we said in our pledge, you know, we're for capitalism, not socialism. We're for safety, not lawlessness. We're proud of America, not ashamed of America. And we need to be promoting those things. And, you know, the far left and the far right, you know, they're all very well organized. But those of us that don't support those far left or far right principles need to do a better job organizing and getting our message out.
That reminds me. Did you see the Politico headline the other day? Democrats grapple uncomfortably with World Cup success.
Yeah, like what's there to grapple with? By the way, we lost to Turkey in the 98th minute and overage. Anyways, it was really annoying. It was going to be a 2-2 tie, and then they lost it.
Yeah. But
the point is, I have a lot of disdain for guys like this because you oversaw the anti-white bigotry of the left. You were part of it. You were complicit in it. And now you're waking up and you're like, oh, they're going to eat me too. Yeah, they are going to eat you too. The eat me last Democrat middle. Absolute cowards. Listen, I will take you coming over to Team Sanity if you apologize and you say sorry and you learn your lessons. I don't have any faith that this guy is. But what's happening on the left, keep your eye on it. It is a absolute wedge through the middle of that party. We got Dan Goldman, who's not even being served coffee in New York City because he's Jewish, even though he's been a total loon and a nut job and a far left Democrat himself. And now they hate him too because his skin's too white and his Jewishness is too prominent. It's wild. It's wild what's happening over there, and it's completely foreign. It's completely foreign to what America has always been and what it should remain. And we're going to bring on Joshua Hames in the next segment. Reformation Red Pill. Love this guy. He's an up-and-comer. We're going to talk about it more. We'll be right back.
People are being given 20 days to move their savings out of bank accounts.
1 in 4 kids grows up without a father. That's not just a bland statistic. It's a national crisis. I'm John Popola, host of Dad Saves America and CEO of Emergent Order Foundation. I like to say we're what it would look like if Warner Brothers and PBS had a baby that actually loved America. We're building a movement that defends the family and calls men to step up, not check out. Visit dsa-rav.com today to take a stand for fatherhood and the American family.
Real America's Voice is growing, and now it's all in one place. Introducing the new and improved RAV app, built for access, community, and choice, not paywalls. Here's the key. RAV is still free to watch. No sign-in, no membership required. Your favorite live streams, breaking coverage, and video on demand are all right there. Free, just like always.
For the War Room Posse, we have to be a force multiplier on this. We have to stick the landing.
In the White House, in the Oval Office, you're crushing it, my friend.
And if you want more, the members section is your backstage pass. Get exclusive behind-the-scenes photos and videos, insider moments from the studio and the field, and early access to new content before it goes public. Members can also unlock special experiences like virtual meet and greets, member-only auctions, and select event access, plus commercial-free viewing of certain shows inside the app. It's not just an app, it's a community. Download the RAV app today. Find it in the App Store and Google Play.
Hey y'all,
It's Nancy from Texas. Real America's Voice gives us truth, not propaganda, and we need that. Thank you so much.
Hey, this is SEAL Team from Missouri. I like Real America's Voice because it's real news for real people, and it's real good.
Hi, this is Becky from the Florida Panhandle, and I love watching Real America's Voice for the programming, the hosts, and my Rad Chat family.
America, this is a wake-up call. Our sins of the past, which include reckless government spending, have really caught up to us. The big question, what's next? Is it higher inflation, higher prices, higher cost of living expenses, higher interest payments on the national debt? Every dollar Washington spends on interest is a dollar that it has to tax, borrow, or print. Smart retirement planners prepare for potential setbacks, and they can do that by diversifying with the time-tested asset that's known for weathering the storm. That will be physical gold from the folks over at the Birch Gold Group. Text the word America to the number 989898, and the Birch Gold Group will send you a free information kit on converting an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in physical gold. You don't pull the ripcord on your parachute once you've already hit the ground, so don't wait for economic turbulence in order to diversify your investments. Text the word America to the number 989898 today. Again, text America to the number 989898 and own some gold from the Birch Gold Group. All right, folks, it is a big day for Real America's Voice music as Ram artist Celeste Kellogg taking the stage at the Great American State Fair in the nation's capital. You, of course, know her song Faith and Freedom. Now you get a front row seat to her performance.
Behind those trees, that's
Insecurity led to losing me. My fears are fabricated and overrated, yeah. For a while I fell off track, but it feels so good to be back. Oh, it ain't nothing to be said. Take my own route, see me smiling, straight up styling, walking in the room, back to the me I used to be. So to my roots, look out where I'm coming back in blue. Got a newfound dose of confidence. I sing this song instead of I'm dancing to my own beat. I brought the rhythm to the street. Hey, hey, hey. Oh, it ain't nothing to be said. To my own groove, see me smiling, straight up styling, walking in the room, back to the me I used to be. So to my roots, look out where I'm coming Look in my eyes, oh yeah. Look in my eyes, look in my eyes, you'll see. Back to the me I used to be, used to be. Back in blue. Thank you guys so much. Well, hello, DC. Do y'all like country music out here? We're going to play you guys a good classic country song. Let's go, girls. Come on. I'm going out tonight. I'm feeling alright. Gonna let it all hang out. Gonna make some noise. Really raise my voice. Yeah, I wanna scream and shout. No inhibition, baby, no condition. Get a little like a woman. The girls need a break tonight. I'm gonna take the chance to get out on the town. We don't need romance, we only wanna dance. Gonna let our hair hang down. Best thing about being a woman is just like it is a
So you've been listening to Real America's music artist Celeste Kellogg. She is performing at the major fair that's happening there on the National Mall in Washington, D.C. All weekend long, there will be Ram artists who will be performing here at the fair. We, of course, will take you there live so that you can have a front row seat to all the performances. In the meantime, let's get you back to the Charlie Kirk Show now. It's already in progress.
Consider Haiti a safe country?
For Haitians, absolutely. Yes. Yes, so yes, Haitians live in Haiti. It's not our position that Haitians should leave Haiti. I mean, it'd be crazy for us to say that Haitians couldn't live in Haiti. It's their country. Of course Haitians should live in Haiti.
That's common sense. Why is that controversial?
No, but you got to understand that this is hatred and bigoted and racist and all this stuff. He goes on. I just love Stephen Miller clips. So here, we're going to play some more. SOT 24.
Do you expect the administration to deport anyone who loses TPS status as a result of this ruling?
Well, of course, if you no longer have status in this country, then you're supposed to be deported. And in particular, in the case of the Haitians, the Biden administration flew over vast numbers. It's hard to know the exact number, but there are probably more than 1 million illegal immigrants from Haiti. That's not counting the border crossings into the United States. So these are people who've only been here for a few months, who are receiving welfare, whose all their ties, all their social connections, all their family is back in their home country of Haiti. And of course, that's where they should go. Yes,
I love the answer. Well, of course, if you no longer have status in this country, then you're supposed to be deported.
Easy.
Very simple.
That's where they should go. It's very simple. And I get this on campus all the time. It's like, even from conservatives, supposed conservatives, that for some reason they seem to believe that we have some kind of moral responsibility to bring people into our country. They're like, yes, we could maybe reduce the immigration
numbers.
Talk about
that. No, because a lot of this is a bastardization of Scripture.
No, that's exactly right. Okay, and obviously I was a pastor before I do what I do now, which is just like make libs mad on the internet, which is a lot of fun.
You're good at it.
I'm good at it because what I do is I just say what the Bible says, and it turns out the Overton window has gone so far to the left that you're not even allowed to say out loud what the Word of God says. So that's what I do. But it's very important to understand that what's going on with this mass migration crisis that we're facing, we should treat it like an invasion. And what is an invasion when we're thinking metaphysically? Well, the God of the universe, the creator of all, has told us that whenever he judges nations, he judges them by bringing invading forces in, right? And so
you know why this just, I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Keep going.
Go ahead.
But this just, I always think about this, that we've basically let in as many immigrants, maybe a few more, than babies we've killed.
That's about right.
Since Roe v. Wade.
That's about right.
If you're talking about a judgment on a nation,
we are a blood-soaked America, and God is a just and righteous God. Now, he is merciful to his people, and we cry out for mercy. And by the grace of God, all of us, we are baptized. We know the Lord. We will stand before him with covered by the righteousness of Christ. But God judges nations as moral entities. And this is something that's very important. God treats nations. He judges them based on their actions. And so even though a nation may have a lot of good people in it, God will bring about judgment. Look at Sodom and Gomorrah. Right? God judges nations. Look at Nineveh. Look at in the book of Amos, he's casting judgments upon pagan nations for not submitting to God's law. So we know, what ultimately has to happen is that we must repent. We must turn away from murdering 70 million babies. We got to acknowledge that. Hey, we let this happen. Yeah, it was the libs. Yeah, they pushed for it. But what did we do? What did we do to stop it? Almost nothing for so long. And so we are living in a blood-soaked America under God's judgment, but God is also merciful. He's merciful. And it's we haven't gone over the precipice yet.
We need to pray for him to heal our land. And this is, listen, I've got no, like, I want to be very clear, because even my mother sometimes, she's like, you're going a little too hard on it. I don't hate that there's a micro and a macro that you have to understand with this stuff. The micro is that, yes, I meet immigrants. I love them. They are sweet people. Yes. And then there's a macro where a nation has an obligation to not flood its borders with foreigners, with foreign ideas and foreign gods. And that is exactly what we've done in this country. And we need to stop it because it is tearing us apart. And you look at New York. Look at Mayor Mamdani. Look at Chevalier. These people hate Western civilization. They hate what you stand for, and they probably hate you. So if that makes me unchristian to defend my home, then I think you're the one with bad theology. We'll be right back.
That's Christian.
I'd like to say this is the first.
1 in 4 kids grows up without a father. That's not just a bland statistic. It's a national crisis. I'm John Popola, host of Dad Saves America and CEO of Emergent Order Foundation. I like to say we're what it would look like if Warner Brothers and PBS had a baby that actually loved America. We're building a movement that defends the family and calls men to step up, not check out. Visit dsa-rav.com today to take a stand for fatherhood and the American family.
Real America's Voice is growing, and now it's all in one place. Introducing the new and improved RAV app, built for access, community, and choice, not paywalls. Here's the key. RAV is still free to watch. No sign-in, no membership required. Your favorite live streams, breaking coverage, and video on demand are all right there. Free, just like always.
For the War Room Posse, we have to be a force multiplier on this. We have to stick the landing.
In the White House, in the Oval Office, you're crushing it, my friend.
And if you want more, the members section is your backstage pass. Get exclusive behind-the-scenes photos and videos, insider moments from the studio and the field, and early access to new content before it goes public. Members can also unlock special experiences like virtual meet and greets, member-only auctions, and select event access, plus commercial-free viewing of certain shows inside the app. It's not just an app, it's a community. Download the RAV app today. Find it in the App Store and Google Play.
Hey y'all, it's Nancy from Texas. Real America's Voice gives us truth, not propaganda, and we need that. Thank you so much.
Hey, this is SEAL Team from Missouri. I like Real America's Voice because it's real news for real people, and it's real good.
We are back here. I want to tell you guys about Y-Refi. Y-R-E-F. Wait, no, hold on. That's wrong. We are at the Y-Refi studios, but I want to tell you about Strong Cell.
Where you drank all of them up. Do we even have any?
I don't. Strong
here.
Cell, if you are listening, we need more shipments. we are out. I don't know what happened. I think they got lost.
What do you mean? Well, you don't know what happened. You have like 3 of them a day.
It's true.
They're completely devoured. He's going to turn like yellow-orange
I drink them faster than the schedule permits. So we're at that point where there's no Strong Cell. Anyways, Strong Cell, what does it do? NADH. I want you to remember that. NADH is a breakthrough enzyme in the supplement world, and it powers the mitochondria in your cell, which are the energy factories within your cells. You have is it 3 trillion cells? Or is it 30 trillion? It's trillions. It's a lot of cells. You have a lot of mitochondria. Sure. The point is, NADH is the power center for those. So if you experience brain fog, chronic fatigue, chronic illness, there's a ton of different ailments that this will probably address because your body needs energy to heal itself, to be ready for the day, to think clearly. And like I said, it is the breakthrough. Charlie loved it. I loved it. I love it. Erica loves it. Blake loves it. The whole team. You know what the problem is? The whole team's drinking it too, actually. That's the problem. So NADH. So how do you get yours? StrongCell.com, promo code Charlie for 20% off and a 90-day risk-free money-back guarantee. Okay? StrongCell.com. Use that promo code Charlie for 20% off and a 90-day risk-free money-back guarantee. You will not regret it. Team, do we have these images? Can I throw these up? I just want to give a shout out to our Turning Point Action team. There is so much going on campus right now. There was just like tons of people coming in and out. This is a war machine, and I love it. So this is Turning Point Action. This is the largest Arizona class ever. What are these people doing? They're being trained up in chasing ballots to win in November. We're teaching them how to go door to door, send text messages, harass kindly to people to get their ballots in, and to encourage them and explain to them the way the process works. I'm not kidding you. In 2024, you will be blown away at this. We had stories of ballot chasers like these that are getting trained right now and being sent out, that we go to a house where the gentleman had like a Trump shrine. Like a shrine devoted to
a big waving flag.
Yeah, like a little bit much, admittedly. But the point is, that person didn't vote.
Didn't vote. We'd come in and we'd say we think we're at the wrong address because this person supposedly hasn't voted, since 2016. Yeah, man, I keep forgetting about it.
Oh my God. So this is what we have to do to save our country, and I'm so proud of the Turning Point Action team. Every day they are hitting the ground running. They're getting these people into the office, hiring, and we're doing that in not only Arizona, we're doing that in Nevada and New Hampshire. We have offices in all 3 states. We're building the red wall. Simultaneously, we have guys like Joshua Hames, and we're doing a whole big training. Do you want to tell them about this? Pick up the mic, right? Yeah. So you already went to campuses with us in the last semester, in the spring semester, and we're bringing the gang back together. We're bringing new faces, new names, people that are trying to take these conservative ideas to college campuses and have those debates, those clips that go viral. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I'm so excited to be a part of it. I actually went on campus the day after the assassination. Like my heart swelled in my chest for these young people, and I knew. So I was a pastor before. Like I said, I was a pastor before I do what I do now, and I knew that these young people were desperate. I didn't know the effect and the impact and how far-reaching the impact of Charlie Kirk was until I went on campus and saw. These young men were just deflated. Like it was, heads down in sackcloth and ashes, basically. And so I went there and I actually did a tabling event. Well, I did. I went and just spoke to the students the day after it happened. And then a week later I did an event. And it was my first event like that. And within 20 minutes, we had probably 800 students surrounding the table. Wow. They were desperate for it. And as I came out there, and my entire mission in life at this point, besides saving Western civilization and doing everything I can to do that, and the way that I believe that Western civilization is going to be saved is by training up a new generation of young men who will unapologetically apply their faith in politics and culture. So we need conservative politics that is rooted and grounded in the eternal. So that's my whole project, is to take these young men who are right on the issues, but they don't know why they're right. And so to ground them in the eternal. And so having the opportunity to do this college tour gives me a lot of FaceTime. Of course, it's fun to dunk on the libs. That's easy. But honestly, what's been more exciting for me is talking with these conservatives and having it out on the ideas and them realizing, wait a second, I have this gut instinct to mass deportations, but they don't even know why that's morally right. They have no idea why.
They don't have the words.
They don't have the words, or they don't have the theological grounding. They haven't rooted their politics in the eternal. Yeah. And that's what I'm trying to train people to do, is to say, hey, you're right, but you need to know why you're right, actually. Yeah. And you need to be grounded in it.
Well, and so what we've done is we're actually bringing in all these people like Joshua that are into Phoenix, and we're doing, coaching, debate coaching, training, and kind of going through debate 101, understanding the difference between assertion and a claim, and defensive and offensive debate. It's really fascinating stuff. And we're going through the pillars of leftism and all this stuff. It was a great class yesterday. It's just like a great time. I mean, if you went over to the other building, I was hooping and hollering and clapping and dunking on people. I mean, and I love that everybody seemed to get into it.
Yeah, for
sure. They embraced the dynamism of it. You've
got to have fun with this, or it's going to be too much of a drag, and they'll know you hate it. And Charlie, one of the key things he was getting at is, if you're going to have someone jeer at you, if they know they're getting under your skin, if they know that you're flustered, if they know you're unhappy, they are going to absolutely run wild. But if you're playing to the crowd and saying yeah, come on, or if you're basking in it, if you're getting your own jibes back, They want to see a good fight. It's kind of like that movie Gladiator with Russell Crowe, and the guy's telling him, it's like, it's not enough to win the fight. The crowd has to be entertained.
That's right. That's right.
Well, and so we went through all of that. How and people, it's funny, they go, is the debate, that's a big question you get, is the debate that you're engaged in, is it to win over the person across from you, or is it to create viral clips? And my answer to that is simple. Yes.
Very simple. Very simple. And
I do have to get to some breaking news, Joshua. I'm sorry. Breaking: Judge in Palisades fire trial declares mistrial with jurors unable to reach unanimous decision. 10 out of the 12 jurors are set on not guilty for Jonathan Rinderknecht, and 2 set on guilty.
I was reading about that. It seems like they don't have much physical evidence proving
this guy's a Luigi Mangione,
almost certainly,
but aficionado. And I mean, just show a picture of him. I got a picture of him. This is that's the guy. And this is why the third worldization of our cities, it ultimately has a downstream knock-on effect when it comes to getting accountability and justice for people that just ruined hundreds of thousands of people's lives. So that's frustrating.
Yes. I mean, well, going back to the classic line, the third world is not a place, it's a people.
Yeah. Yeah. Some cultures are better than others.
Amen.
Anyways, even within the United States. Joshua Hames, Reformation Red Pill.
That's it.
Check him out. He's the man.
Come on.
Well, guys, we'll see you in hour 2 for our Ask Us Anything. We'll be right back.
I always hear about how we should take care of our disabled veterans.
1 in 4 kids grows up without a father. That's not just a bland statistic. It's a national crisis. I'm John Popola, host of Dad Saves America and CEO of Emergent Order Foundation. I like to say we're what it would look like if Warner Brothers and PBS had a baby that actually loved America. We're building a movement that defends the family and calls men to step up, not check out. Visit dsa-rav.com today to take a stand for fatherhood and the American family.
Real America's Voice is growing, and now it's all in one place. Introducing the new and improved RAV app, built for access, community, and choice, not paywalls. Here's the key. RAV is still free to watch. No sign-in, no membership required. Your favorite live streams, breaking coverage, and video on demand are all right there. Free, just like always.
For the War Room Posse, we have to be a force multiplier on this. We have to stick the landing.
In the White House, in the Oval Office, you're crushing it, my friend.
And if you want more, the members section is your backstage pass. Get exclusive behind-the-scenes photos and videos, insider moments from the studio and the field, and early access to new content before it goes public. Members can also unlock special experiences like virtual meet and greets, member-only auctions, and select event access, plus commercial-free viewing of certain shows inside the app. It's not just an app, it's a community. Download the RAV app today. Find it in the App Store and Google Play.
Hey y'all, it's Nancy from Texas. Real America's Voice gives us truth, not propaganda, and we need that. Thank you so much.
Hey, this is SEAL Team from Missouri. I like Real America's Voice because it's real news for real people, and it's real good.
A father. We've replaced fathers with bureaucrats, and the results are a disaster for our kids and our country. I'm John Popola, host of Dad Saves America and CEO of Emergent Order Foundation. I like to say Emergent Order Foundation is what it would look like if Warner Brothers and PBS had a baby that actually loved America. We're a studio on a mission to defend the family and to call men back to the responsibility, strength, and sacrifice that fatherhood demands. The family is the last line of defense against a radical agenda that wants to rewrite everything from truth and tradition to gender and God. We're raising a new generation of men, not victims, not activists, but fathers and protectors. Join the mission, support the movement. Visit dsa-rav.com today to take a stand for fatherhood and the American family.
David Spades here. We appreciate you being here with us. Want to take you to D.C., where the Faith and Freedom Coalition's 2026 policy conference is underway. House Speaker Mike Johnson is speaking right now. President Trump on tap to speak after him.
No one's ever done it since. Because why would you? But he had a mission. He had a mission. He ran for Congress because he was determined. He had a deep conviction from God that slavery was wrong and he wanted to end it in the United States. This is the mid-1800s. Sadly, the nation was not yet ready to do that. But he brought the resolution over and over and over to end it. And on about the 13th or 14th failed attempt, famously, someone came up to him and they said, Mr. President, why are you doing it? It's going to fail again. Very simply, he said, duty is ours, results are God's. Very liberating way to live. But I'm out of time. Let me just share with you what I think is even more inspirational than that. The continuance of the story that I shared on the floor and that they're sharing around, I want to share with you. John Quincy Adams was sitting on the floor, and he failed in that attempt. And after the Mexican-American War, we were expanding the country westward, and there was a move to install slavery out west. So John Quincy Adams, they called him the old man eloquent. He was 80 years old, and he was standing on the House floor arguing with passion and conviction and clarity from Scripture of why we should not do that. And he fell, had a stroke, and he fell on the floor, where the gold plate is now, the brass plate. They picked him up and they took him into what is now the women's reading room, used to be the speaker's room, and they laid him on a couch. He fell into a coma and he died there 2 days later. That couch is still there, by the way. If you come late at night, I'll show you. It's reupholstered, but it's still there. So he passes out and he passes away 2 days later. Now here's the coolest thing, and I'll end with this. 6 pallbearers carried his casket a few days later. Among them was a young congressman from Illinois named Abraham Lincoln. Now listen, okay. The 6th president was not able to eradicate slavery, but his deep moral conviction and his inspiration inspired young Abraham Lincoln, who went on to become the 16th president and finish the job. The moral of this story is what I wanted to share with this audience in particular, because you're faithful and you're out there and you're engaged and you're doing the job. All we're called to do is be faithful. We do not know when the results of that will bear fruit. We don't know for sure. We can't know for certain. But we do know if we are faithful, God will use it. And so we are called to do our duty, and the results are up to Him. He's not done with America yet, my friends. Thank you so much. God bless you. Thanks for what you're doing. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to
Freedom Coalition's 2026 Policy Committee meeting. President Trump is also scheduled to speak here. We, of course, will take you there live the moment the president takes the podium. In the meantime, a quick break.
Just a few days on June 26th, we're in Nashville, Tennessee. We're cranking up the Main Street Summer Series to 11. I'm Eric Bowling, ex-pro ball player, Wall Street Warrior, host of Bowling right here on Real America's Voice, and the guy who built the edge from the ashes. Teaming up with the legend himself, John Rich. No guitar, just raw truth. It's all going down June 26th at John's hot country bar called Redneck Riviera. We're celebrating 250 years of the greatest experiment in human freedom the world has ever seen. Liberty that built empires, crushes tyrants, and still pisses off every globalist control freak on the planet. Sold out last time at the Villages. This one's going to be standing room only, guarantee it. So if you love this country and you're ready to stand shoulder to shoulder with real Americans who still believe in God, guns, and guts, get your ticket for Rav's Main Street America. Scan that QR code on the poster right now. Lock in your seat before they're gone. Real America's Voice, Main Street Summer Series, Nashville, Tennessee, where freedom gets loud. See you there or stay soft.
Faith in Freedom by Real America's music artist, Celeste Kellogg. It's a powerful, patriotic anthem for people who still love God, country, and freedom. Rav family, let's send a message to the music industry that we are proud to be Americans. Scan the QR code now to download the song or search Faith in Freedom on iTunes today. Come on, family. Let's get Celeste Kellogg to number 1.
From prayer to purpose to a promise that still stands. From Rav's own Steve Gruber comes One Nation by Steve Gruber and the Freedom Project. A powerful new American anthem for the 4th of July. Faith, freedom, and unity in every line. A new release through Real America's Music. One Nation. Download it now. Scan the QR code or search One Nation by Steve Gruber and the Freedom Project on iTunes.
All right, welcome back. Hour 2 is underway of the Charlie Kirk Show. We have some special guests in studio because, as I mentioned in hour 1, there's a lot of activity at campus, and we love it, want to celebrate it. We've got Cait Scott. You can find her on Instagram at White Squirrel Magic.
That's right.
I love it. We've got, hold on. Sharika Kan. I didn't want to get it wrong. That's all I'm saying. Sharika Kan, and you can find him on Instagram at Real Sharika Kan, which is spelled S-H-A, wait, I got it. S-H-A-H-R-I-Q. And Shark's got a great story. You are a convert to Christianity.
Yes,
from
absolutely.
Islam.
Yes.
So I want to get into that in just a second. And then we have Lily Cait. You can find her on X at It's Lily Cait. L-I-L-Y, just one L.
It's the proper way to spell it.
That's right. All right. So you guys are wanting to go out on campus. So we're doing this big training, and you want to pick up the mic. Just let's start there. How has your experience been doing the training? Has it been fun?
Absolutely wonderful. Yeah, we get debate training, we get media training, we get prepped on all the different briefs, all the different topics,
Love
and I'm
it.
just even more excited to go out.
Did
now.
you guys get dunked on yesterday? Like
For sure.
training?
No.
Hardcore dunked on.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
That's an
No.
important first step. I will tell you. Okay. That's really exciting. So these are there's dozens of people next door actually that are going out, and they're going to be on campus and doing debates, trying to bring conservative ideas and conservative values to students and debate the ideas. It's a really beautiful thing. But Shark, I want to ask you about this. We've spent a lot of time talking about the rise of Islam in the West. You are a Christian, and you have a ministry reaching out to Muslims.
Absolutely.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, so I grew up a devout Muslim, and I'll give you a really quick story about just how deep I was. My father was one of 17 from Pakistan. They definitely know how to be fruitful and multiply. And he actually saw the second plane hit the Twin Towers in New York.
Wow.
And so it was absolutely, an incredible time in my life where the earliest thing I knew, my earliest identity was just that I'm going to be a Muslim and that this is who we are. And I lived in a blue-collar town of firefighters and cops and first responders. And truthfully, that led my earliest identity to being a Muslim. And I wanted to defend it with my entire heart and soul. It was everything I knew, everything I bled. It was my mentors of doctors and lawyers all in the community. And the truth is, I had no issues being a Muslim. I loved it. It made so much sense for me. And through trying to defend my faith at the highest level, I was that Muslim guy on the college campuses that would challenge my Christian fraternity brothers on their faith. I would try to rip their faith away from them. I ended up trying to defend the Quran so much that I would eventually see it for what it was, and I lost my faith. And in 2020, I left Islam, and actually, I didn't come to Christ right away. And 2 years later, when I was extremely suicidal, not having any identity, not knowing how to engage with this world with no faith.
So you lose your faith, then you become suicidal.
Yes, I become suicidal because I'm not Christian yet. I hadn't let Christ into my life to heal me yet. I didn't know what that meant. I wasn't discipled well into Christ yet. I actually would have a dream of Christ, and he would nail me on the night that I actually would revert and pray to Allah. Christ actually met me that night. And it was 2 years later from that moment that I would actually become born again. And the faith meant so much to me now that I said, you know, as somebody who finally encountered Christ, I met Jesus through reading the Quran, that this conviction I had that every religion has to encounter Christ in some way. You have to deal with Christ in some way. When I found out who the true Christ was, it was the moment that sin fell from my soul, and I felt the grace for the first time ever. And now I've dedicated my entire life to building this ministry, to bearing my cross. The thing in Islam that was going to take me off this earth, I now proudly wear as a badge of who Christ is. And I firmly believe that Islam is a sin that will end in our generation. I firmly believe that the cross is big enough for the 2 billion Muslims, and I firmly believe that our generation is going to see a revival in Islam of Muslims that is going to strengthen our church. They're going to become Christians, and it's going to be one of the most beautiful moments of who Jesus Christ really is, and shining in that moment.
Wow. God bless you, man. That gives me so much. I would just say it's such a good take on all of the Islamification sort of negativity that we've been hearing and thinking about. And you look at Mamdani and you look at what's happening in New York, and it's a beautiful thing. And we talked about in hour one, actually, with Joshua Hames, that, you know, there is a judgment, and I believe it's linked to abortion, actually. If you look at all the immigration that we've had in, it's roughly 1-to-1 with how many babies we've killed. Surprise, surprise. But God is also a merciful God, and he will heal our land. And we do need to repent, and we do need to seek him out. And it's just beautiful that you're a part of God's redemption plan for this story, for this country. We could go on for a long time, but I have to play the Miss Rachel clip.
Let's get into that.
I'm excited. It's a nice segue, Mamdani.
It's the most awkward segue I've had in a while. But Cait Scott, here we go. You are making fun of Miss Rachel, who is huge, and she's basically a commie. She's huge with kids. She's getting weirder and weirder. And so you took it upon yourself to take her on. And this is the Mamdani clip. There you go. That'll be the glue here. SOT 35.
Hi, friends. Today's letter is M for Mamdani. Yay! Mamdani is which is better than white. Good. If Timmy has 2 houses and DeAndre has none, what should Timmy do? I know. Give him his houses. Right.
Oh, man.
But how real is that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really have much to say after that. I think that spoke for itself.
She's a theater girl.
Yeah,
it's true.
You're like you're a theater kid, which I've been trained to be very leery of, and yet here you come making me laugh about Mamdani. I just have to play one more because it's so funny. Ice clip 36.
Hi, friends. Today's letter is I for illegal aliens. I mean, it's supposed to say ice. Do you know the ice agent? The ice agent. The ice agent. Do you know the ice agent? The answer in Spanish is no. Remember, kids, plead the fifth or the cinco. Yes.
That's really funny.
Thank you.
I noticed it was like hard for you to watch yourself, but these have gone viral.
They really have. You got to give the people what they want, right?
It's really funny. I wonder if our audience is familiar with Miss Rachel. If you're a parent, you're familiar with Miss Rachel. It's like YouTube pushes her right up to the top of your feed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think it's a whole
single
lot.
liberal young adults are really fond of Miss Rachel as well, too, for some reason, because they're in my comment section angry.
Attacking you?
Yeah. So
what do they say?
Aware of her, too. That she's a saint, that she's a true Christian. She is compared to Mr. Rogers in her, social justice and everything. She's everything I'll never be.
Wait, does she not have kids herself?
She does.
Oh, she does have.
I believe she has 2. One was actually through surrogacy. So that's a fun fact. Mm-hmm.
And then she was able to have one herself?
I believe so.
There's got to be a story there.
There's got to be.
You should look into that and make your next video about how liberal commies don't actually want to bear their own children.
Yeah, that is.
I don't know. Maybe it was a medical condition. I don't want to get ahead of myself. That's strange. Maybe she struggled and, all right, whatever. That's not my. I'm going to hang right there, guys. We are going to get to your questions out there. We have a first one. They want to know what's the toughest thing about picking up the mic in these college debates, but we'll get to that in just a second. I want to tell you guys about Alliance Defending Freedom. For 250 years, America has been a bastion of freedom. And as we look ahead to the next 250, we're reminded that freedom is ours to defend. And Alliance Defending Freedom, they're the best lawyers we have on our side, okay? In courtrooms across the country to protect those freedoms we cherish, life, free speech, religious freedoms, parental rights. These freedoms are at the core of who we are as a nation, and they're under assault. But Alliance Defending Freedom is fighting back. So they're approaching a critical fiscal year-end fundraising deadline. So right now, your donation to Alliance Defending Freedom is going to be doubled. That's right. Doubled right now. So take advantage. Joinadf.com/Charlie. That's joinadf.com/Charlie. And any donation that you give them will be doubled. You can also text them Charlie to 83848 to give today. Please help our friends over at ADF. They deserve it. We'll be right back.
Terrence Bates here. I want to take you back to the Great American Fair that's happening on the U.S. Mall. Our Ram artist Celeste Kellogg continuing to perform. Here's your front row seat.
Just the other day, someone didn't like what he had to say. Through my tears I began to pray. For tonight, USA, that still stands for the red, white, and blue. It's our knees for the way and the truth, and the light shining in everyone. I still have faith in freedom. Home of the free because of the faith. Nothing is not for glory and fame. Let Lady Liberty have her say. I still have faith in freedom. One nation under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
That's Celeste Kellogg performing, at the Great American State Fair on the U.S. Mall there in Washington, D.C. All right, let's get you back to the Charlie Kirk Show.
We are joined by three amazing guests who are going out on campuses all across the country with Turning Point, Pick Up the Mic. So Mick has a question that I want to read to you guys. He says, please read for me. He goes, for the guests, what is the toughest part of the debates and Pick Up the Mics, and what is the most gratifying part of it? We'll go in this order.
Sure. I mean, I would say the toughest part is you don't know what they're going to ask. I think there's the improv, to bring it back to theater, there's the improv element there. And then the most rewarding, was that the second part he said? Most rewarding is changing someone's mind, of course.
Yeah.
That they can't prove us wrong.
Either in person or online.
Right. And then, more than that is when you do change their mind, ultimately.
Yeah. Love that.
The toughest part is students will come up with a vague impression of an idea with no cites, no examples, no facts, and they will ask you about it. And you'll say, okay, what exactly are we talking about here? And they're like, I don't know. I just saw something online about it 2 weeks ago. And I'm like, well, let's get something tangible. But the most gratifying part is I talk to women about why feminism has lied to them, why it's a failure as an ideology, and we should completely move on from it as a country. And usually we'll bring people in with those kinds of anti-feminist statements. And they come in and I address them. I say their name. I talk to them kindly. I smile at them. And they're like, oh, you're not really mean and awful and nasty and horrible. And so when I'm able to actually give a testament and not be exactly what they expect me to be, and they actually have a good conversation experience with me, that does a lot.
Awesome.
That's amazing. The hardest part, I would say, is separating the ideology from the person. And I'll use Islam as a great example. Like, I love Muslims so much. They're my whole family, my bloodline, my friends. But I stand so firmly against Islam that it is not even funny. And having to separate your own flesh and like your own beliefs around that and just loving the person, but being so harsh on the truth and radical ideology, that's definitely the hardest part, but it's probably the most rewarding as well. I will say the most rewarding, though, is when I'm debating Muslims on college campuses, the MSA, in Islamic culture, the women are not going to engage with the men. And when I'm engaging with the men on campus and we catch them and we show them some truth or something they didn't know, I always look at the crowd and I notice the Muslim women in the hijabs are the ones that are watching so intently, almost like taking mental notes, and they engage so beautifully with it afterwards. Like, I would never get a chance to talk to them, but seeing somebody who they've never seen lose a debate on the Muslim side lose to something like, a basic point that I would bring up is the most rewarding thing.
What are some of the basic points you bring up in the Islam debate that like spins their head up?
Yeah, so a lot of people argue Islam as a Christian heresy. It's actually a rabbinical Jewish heresy. So what I use is I only use the Torah to actually deconstruct just the authority of the Quran. And I really just press them on the corruption claim. And the biggest thing, I'll give you probably the most powerful one I have right now. In Surah 17, verse 101, it says, O children of Israel, we clearly gave Moses 9 clear signs. And it's referring to the 10 plagues in the Bible. Okay? But in the Quran, it's 9. And I press the Muslim, well, guess which plague is missing from the Quran? Guess what Muhammad never heard of? The Passover, the most important plague. And so I'll press the Muslims on, well, can you explain the Passover? A lot of them can't even do it because they never heard of it. But if they can do it, now I press them, okay, so the Passover, the festival of unleavened bread, everything in between, it's mentioned in the Bible about 70 times. So if you're going to say that my scripture's corrupted, why did the Jews make up the Passover, the blood on the doorposts, the Passover lamb, the festivals, and then practice it all the way from Exodus to the Last Supper through Corinthians?
Yeah, exactly. It's a foreshadowing of Jesus being the firstborn son to die.
Exactly.
Right? As a sacrifice for our sins as Christians.
Exactly.
So that's fascinating that they would leave out probably the climax of that story.
It is.
And the one that foreshadows Jesus, the true Messiah.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay, you brought up feminism, and I have the clip loaded now. You went viral for this, and it looks like you're basically...
having a realization.
Yeah, we'll play it. It's pretty short, but I love it. Go ahead and play 38.
You gotta make your own.
It's very short, but you said the caption says, when you realize the feminist movement is a government scam so they could get the other half of the population working so they could double their tax intake and raise your children by their standards.
Yeah.
Based.
That's exactly what feminism has intended to do. And a lot of people think that feminism can take credit for getting women the ability to work at all, the ability to vote, the ability to wear pants, the ability to speak freely. And I have a speaking series that I'm doing on a lot of college campuses where I bust these feminist myths, like point by point. And so My entire life goal is to show women that they are actually the victims of feminism, and it's time to move on. We're not moving back to the 1950s. We're not moving back to the Victorian era.
1990s.
But the point is, we're not moving back, and a lot of people on the right want to go back to this like ideological perfect time, but it's not going to happen. We need to move on and pass feminism to a spirit of femininity.
I won't make random statements that contradict yourself. I'm just saying, the 90s were great. Anthony, welcome to the Charlie Kirk Show. Please unmute yourself.
Hey, Andrew, what's going on?
Hey, man, what's going on?
Just working. You know, hopefully my baseball team can beat your rival tonight, but that would be asking a lot.
Bring it. What are we at, 52 wins?
Anyways. You have more than me now, so let's just leave it like that.
All right, what's going on?
So here's my question, and it's kind of funny that you got the 3 guests on, so maybe they can answer since they've done training with media and everything. I've seen this because I'm on the campaign committee for my local town supervisor who's a Republican. We're trying to take back a 1-year term from a far left, stay-at-home 37-year-old dad who really has never worked. Why do Republicans, and excuse my language in this, I'll say suck, at messaging? They have communications people. They can't communicate anything correctly. They just rather, and I know, Andrew, you and Blake have talked about this, they would rather get up there and just give a press conference or read off a speech. They can't go off the cusp at all.
Yeah. Well, some of them can, but yeah, you guys, who wants to take that one? Why do Republicans suck at messaging so bad?
I'll take it. I think.
Just please, no scary stuff like the Rachel thing. That kind of had me creeped out when I was laughing.
Hey, that means I did a good job, right? That's the point.
This Rachel's a terrifying cultural phenomenon.
You will never forget it.
No, I won't.
I think that it has a lot to do with conservatives and Christians abandoning ship. I actually love that sign over there. It says, don't give up the ship. And I feel like for some reason the creative gifts have been overtaken by liberals. That's actually one of my main callings, I would say, like why I'm put on this earth is to encourage others to use gifts that God gave us for his glory without compromise. And so for some reason, culturally, when it comes to the creative things like marketing or being able to talk in front of people with messages, it's been abandoned. So I don't know why that has occurred, but it's time we do it and we keep doing it. Yeah.
Part of an institutional capture, like in Hollywood, right? It became dominated by the left, partly because of our inherent wiring, but then it just went full crazy, probably around the 70s, 80s, and then it's gone on till now. And, it's a huge problem. And so we need the long march back through the institutions, and we need to create a counter institutions, parallel institutions as well. What do you think? 30 seconds.
Art has always been pushing the boundaries of what's acceptable. And typically when you're pushing away from Christianity, you push toward the left. And so that is exactly why all of our institutions have been, quote, taken over by the left. But you're right. We need a recovery of creativity and an embrace of creativity on the right so that we can be, quote unquote, cool again.
Right.
Well, 10 seconds. We'll pause. I don't want to put you in that kind of bubble there. Great question, Anthony. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
I'd like to say this is the first.
We can't keep quiet anymore, 'cause together we will rise. Together we will rise. Together we will rise. Can't wait any longer. It's our time, yeah, 'cause it's our time.
Hey, Rav family. Ram artist and patriot Deepak has a brand new single, Together We Rise. It's an anthem of unity and camaraderie. In a world of division, it's time for us all to come together. Scan the QR code right now and download Together We Rise by Deepak. Let's make this song #1, Rav family.
Together we will rise.
Now is the moment to put your brand in front of an engaged, loyal audience through Real America's Voice. When you advertise on Real America's Voice, you're not just running an ad, you're partnering with trusted voices like Steve Bannon, Charlie Kirk, and other influential hosts. backed by millions of monthly listeners.
What's happening? Because of a real voice, man. I watch it all the time.
Real America's Voice rocks.
Real America's Voice gives sponsors the chance to put their product front and center, displayed on screen and highlighted by our anchors during exclusive segments and live events.
Head to freetrumpknife.com.
This means your brand becomes part of the conversation as it happens.
Secure your spot before it's too late.
Join us today and make your brand part of the news conversation that America's viewers trust. Real America's Voice, where your message is seen, heard, and remembered.
It's Stacy from Texas. I watch Real America's Voice because I need to learn, and I know I can get the truth through Rav. God bless everyone, and always love the children. Amen.
Hello, this is Kurt. Why do I love Rav? You ever talk to the hosts? You can do that on Rav. And the Rav family, they'll talk back to you too. Let you know what's going on. Take care.
Hi, this is Kelly Renee from Northern California Hills, MAGA country. The reason I watch Real America's Voice is for the faith, the family, and the freedom. Giddy up!
Welcome back to this Real America's Voice news break. I'm Terrence Bates. We're keeping an eye on the Faith and Freedom Coalition's 2026 policy meeting as President Trump is expected to take the microphone at any moment. The moment that, of course, happens, we will take you there. As you can see, an artist is putting together a live painting there as we speak. The Faith and Freedom Coalition having already welcomed the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson. He spoke about 30 minutes ago, and President Trump is expected to take the podium at any minute. We'll take you there live the moment the president does speak. In the meantime, there's a burgeoning showdown between the U.S. House and the U.S. Senate over election security. A group of House conservatives is refusing to move forward with other legislation until the Senate takes up the Save America Act. The Trump-backed bill would require proof of citizenship to register to vote. It would also require photo identification at the polls and other changes to federal election laws. Florida Congressman and gubernatorial candidate Byron Donalds voicing the frustration he and many of his colleagues in the House have.
The Senate sucks. I'm just going to come out and say it. They suck. This is not hard. 80% of the American people want the Save America Act to pass. Not 80% of Republicans, 80% of the American people. If Bernie Sanders wants to hold the floor of the U.S. Senate for 6 months, let him. Go ahead. Swap out the Depends. Get some body armor. Somebody slip you some whatever you need. Keep it going, because it demonstrates the stupidity of your arguments. And that is what the American people want to see.
Hundreds of thousands of immigrants who have been allowed to stay in the United States under temporary legal protections face detention and deportation. It's all thanks to a Thursday Supreme Court ruling ending temporary protected status for some 350,000 Haitians and 6,000 Syrians. While the decision is specific to Haiti and Syria, it could be extended to 1.3 million additional immigrants from 17 countries in all. When President Trump took office, Venezuelans were the largest beneficiaries of TPS in the United States. That's a quick check of your headlines. As always, we appreciate having you along for the ride. Again, we'll take you to D.C. for the Faith and Freedom Coalition's 2026 policy conference, where President Trump is set to speak.
Charlie Kirk Show, where talk meets action.
All right, welcome back to the Charlie Kirk Show. We got our Ask Us Anything, and we did a hot swap in the break. Now we have Shane Winnings, who is the chairman and CEO of Promise Keepers. You can find him on Instagram at Shane.Winnings.
That's right.
Boom. All right, we're going to get into it. He's a great Christian, great debater. He had one of the most viral clips from the last Pick Up the Mic tour during the spring semester. So excited to have him on set too. So I want to tell you guys about Patriot Mobile. Patriot Mobile. So many brands claim to stand up for America. One of the things I can't stand is all these like lib brands that we know they're like lib brands, but they're putting out the flag and all that stuff. Okay, fine. That's fine. I celebrate 250. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying it's frustrating because we know that you're like contributing to the destruction of our country, but it's fine. Patriot Mobile is not. They are a Christian, conservative wireless provider. And yes, they provide wireless service. Yes, I have 2 different networks on one phone, which is amazing. And yes, Patriot Mobile is my service provider. But here's the main thing. They are activists in the front lines with us, shoulder to shoulder, fighting for our values in every single way they can. So when you spend your money with Patriot Mobile, they're going to take that money, turn it around, and fight for this country. All the values that we care about on this show and that you care about in the audience. So please give your money to them. Go to patriotmobile.com/Charlie or call 972-PATRIOT. Use promo code Charlie for a free month of service. Again, patriotmobile.com/Charlie or call 972-PATRIOT and use the promo code Charlie. Make the switch today. They got international roaming, unlimited data, mobile hotspots, all the things. Switching's easier than ever. 100% U.S.-based customer support. All right. Our next up, hold on, I got it. Elizabeth, welcome to the show. Please unmute yourself.
Hi, thank you so much for taking my call.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to be a bit cheeky. I know that J.D. Vance watches the show sometimes. I would just get there out there that Charlie would be a great name for your baby coming in July.
There it is. J.D. and Usha. Did you hear that?
Sweet.
I endorse. Yeah. Very good. What's your question, Elizabeth?
Well, the reason I'm calling, and I apologize, the note that I had unfortunately went blank. But basically, when you're filling out any kind of immigration forms, whether it be for the green card, coming in for a work visa, or anything of that nature, you have to fill out in your form that you are not associated with a communist party or totalitarian regime or communism. So I was thinking, if you are a person who loves communism and you lied on your form, could that be used to denaturalize all of these crazy foreign communists? And could we also use that to clean up our university systems that are filled with foreign communists?
Yes, the short answer is yes. And we actually talked about that yesterday on the show, that you could actually use that to deport some of these DSA radical commies that think they're heading into Congress next year. You could actually use that to deport and denaturalize them. True story. Now, have we ever done that? Have we ever had the guts to do that? As Sean Davis said, who was on the show when we were talking about, do you have the testicular fortitude to do that? Absolutely not. They do not. I would love to see them do this. This is a perfect reason to use such a thing. Now, you have to be very, very careful about who you use it on. Chevalier would be my choice, okay? And this is why. Because she started an organization that has proudly and loudly claimed publicly that their job is to destroy Western civilization. Okay, so if you want to be a congresswoman from the state of New York, serving the entire country from D.C., and you want to destroy that country, you can get the heck out. Shane, am I wrong?
No, I totally agree. I mean, even when I was in the military, we take an oath to defend everyone and defeat enemies, foreign and domestic. And I think we need to recognize that these ideologies, they are enemies of what it means to be an American. So the fact that they can exist in this country, let alone take positions of power, it's mind-blowing to me. It feels like we're watching a Black Mirror episode, and we need to do something about it.
Yeah, there was this. So you can throw this tweet up. This was from Aesthetica. Said the best thing the Trump administration could do in response to the communist terrorists being elected by New York City Dems is to just denaturalize and deport them using the Immigration and Nationality Act and the Communist Control Act of 1954. They are completely within the rights to do this. It will create a national scandal. Of course it will. And can you imagine the MS Now segments if they actually did this? It would be apoplectic and totally beautiful to watch. It will create a national scandal that will force mainstream Democrats to defend these radical communists, which they don't want to do. They want to ignore them. Most importantly, it sets a precedent and severely hampers the long-term plans of the DSA communist left. Totally agree. I agree. So hopefully that answers your question. It's just going to take some will. That's all it's going to take. Tim, welcome to the Charlie Kirk Show. Please unmute yourself.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for taking our question. Listen, we're a homeschool family here in Florida, and our daughter, Natalie, really likes to study the American founding, and she's here beside me. She actually has a question she would like to ask.
Wonderful.
Oh.
Sweet.
Hello, my name is Natalie. Did Charlie have a favorite founding father? And if so, who was it?
Yeah, Charlie liked a lot of the founding fathers. I'd say I'd heard him quote the Madison stuff a lot. I've heard him quote Adams a lot. Obviously, we all love George Washington. But yeah, Madison, I think because of his contributions to the Federalist Papers was a big one. John Jay was another writer of the Federalist Papers. So yeah, I would say that's probably my take. I don't know. I wish Blake was here for this, but I'm pretty sure Madison would probably be right up there at the top, and Adams. And Adams had that great quote saying the Constitution was written for only for a moral and religious people and was inadequate for any other. And so he often quoted that. He talked about Thomas Paine quite a bit, but Thomas Paine ended up kind of embracing the French Revolution. So I think he liked his quotes, but didn't like the trajectory ultimately of his story, if that makes sense. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
wonderful.
Thank you.
Of course. Who do we got next? Gina? Gina, welcome to the show. Please unmute yourself.
Hi, everybody. I don't mean to be a downer, but I have to tell you, every time I watch your show and Charlie's in the commercials, my heart just breaks. I can't. And I was on Charlie's show not long before he passed. I was on your show not long after he passed. I'm sorry. I was with him before he passed, of course, and with you after he passed. I had some questions when the Candace thing first hit. And I was on your show, and then she played a clip of me on your show, on her show. I'm not well about it all. There are still so many questions. And I don't expect you're going to answer those today. I still like to sign on to the show from time to time when I can tolerate it. I want to ask the question to try to keep you guys on track with the topic that you've got going today. My question was your theater. You pointed, Andrew, to a theater leeriness. And
theater kids.
I would theater kids just like to know a little bit more about why you've got that background. I think it's one you share with other people. And then you've got theater kids right there on your show today. So here we go.
We have one. We made one exception, Gina, to the rule.
I feel so special. Yes,
so you're basically wondering, how are we going to protect the country against the rise of the theater kid left? Is that your question?
Well, that was something else that was said right after I posed my first question, and I thought that plays right in because yes, they do, and I don't mean to point fingers at you.
Well, she's one of the good ones, so that's good.
But yeah,
why do you think it is that the theater kid, thing is a thing? Why are they so bent that way?
I've thought about this a lot, and I think theater offers a family. When you do a show, you're with each other for long hours, for long periods of time, and they call it like your theater family. And so, unfortunately, the kids who don't relate to their parents for various reasons find a new family in theater, and unfortunately, because Christians have abandoned the theater space, they're performing plays that are leftist liberal propaganda, leading them down the path of a terrible life. And so that is the moral of the story that they're putting on with these shows with their new family, and that sounds like the definition of a cult slightly. And so it's been like a collection of misfits.
You guys got theories on this?
Whenever I see really masculine men being forced into like feminine roles in theater and they get celebrated by like the entire school, I'm like, maybe that's not the best thing to do. And there needs to be some kind of yeah.
Let's not go there, okay? Don't bring him into this.
So that's my hot take. I mean,
Jay, do you got a take on this?
No, I mean, it is the running joke. Like, my kid can do anything except drama or theater. And I think it's just because of the culture that we're in. It would be great if it could shift the other way. I remember being a young boy doing plays at church.
Yeah.
And that was cool. But then, the first time I did drama in like 7th grade, I realized this is a very different animal. And maybe that's by design. So I think anything we see that's like corrupting the minds or tends to have a path that the outcomes are kind of the same, I'm going to steer away from that. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
drama is one of those.
That makes me sad on some level to hear you say that, though, Shane, because I think that we need to reclaim the institutions.
Oh, I agree.
Absolutely.
Like long march back. And so when I see like even, Top Gun Maverick, for example, Tom Cruise, for all his faults, and we could go into them, he's a patriot. He loves America.
Through and through.
And I felt like Maverick was a great Americana film, and I'd love to see more films like that.
Same.
And, you see this Citizen Vigilante, which is a German guy that was just kind of had enough, and he was just like, hey, I'm going to tell the real story about some of these grooming gangs and things like this. Film is powerful, and we need theater. I want some conservative theater kids that aren't bad at their jobs. That's the problem. I think conservatives sometimes feel restrained by their traditional values, and there's something about that medium where it like you said, it's pushing the boundaries. So it's almost like a PhD student that like their whole thing is to come up with new theories, whether or not they're good or not, or whether they're productive or not, whether it's true or not. Right? They have to advance academia somehow. So anyways, that's a question we can continue thinking about in the break, and maybe we'll have some more thoughts on. I want to tell you guys about Good Ranchers. We just had the great Benjamin Spell on the show yesterday, and we was talking all about tariffs and how we have the least number of acres being used for cattle right now in America that we've ever had. It's a historic low, which is helping jack up the price. And we got to help our American ranchers out. So Good Ranchers is a way that you can do that. You can buy amazing steak and chicken and pork and all those things, and you are helping restore and keep strong the ranching community in this country. And so that's what we want to do. So right now they're running a special. If you go to goodranchers.com and you use promo code FREEDOM, you get 17.76% off your order and free meat for life. Okay, so as long as you keep ordering the box, you get free meat, you get bacon, chicken nuggets, all the things. Go to goodranchers.com, promo code FREEDOM. We'll be right back.
Everybody hates Beth. She eats all the food she loves and stays slim. Kim starves herself.
We can't keep quiet anymore, 'cause together we will rise. Together we will rise. Together we will rise. Can't wait any longer. It's our time, yeah, 'cause it's our time.
Hey, Rav family. Ram artist and patriot Deepak has a brand new single, Together We Rise. It's an anthem of unity and camaraderie. In a world of division, it's time for us all to come together. Scan the QR code right now and download Together We Rise by Deepak. Let's make this song #1, Rav family.
Together we will rise.
Now is the moment to put your brand in front of an engaged, loyal audience through Real America's Voice. When you advertise on Real America's Voice, you're not just running an ad, you're partnering with trusted voices like Steve Bannon, Charlie Kirk, and other influential hosts. Backed by millions of monthly listeners.
What's happening? You guys have a real voice, man. I watch it all the time.
Real America's Voice rocks.
Real America's Voice gives sponsors the chance to put their product front and center, displayed on screen and highlighted by our anchors during exclusive segments and live events.
Head to freetrumpknife.com.
This means your brand becomes part of the conversation as it happens.
Secure your spot before it's too late.
Join us today and make your brand part of the news conversation that America's viewers trust. Real America's Voice, where your message is seen, heard, and remembered.
All right, final segment of the final hour of the final day of the week. And so that is our Ask Us Anything hour. And we've got some great guests here on set helping us do it. There learning the debate routines, getting trained on offensive, defensive debate, the difference between claims and assertions. How do you deconstruct the logic behind it? This is really good stuff, actually. And I'm pulling them away for this right now, which is regrettable, but I'm so glad you're joining us here. I want to tell you guys about Why Refi. If you are an accredited investor, you can earn up to 10.25% on your investment, and that interest rate is fixed, which is phenomenal. And your interest is calculated daily, paid out monthly. You have the option then to take that interest as profit or reinvest it, whatever you choose. Or they have a third option where you could, and they automate it, which is really fantastic, where you can donate that money to a local charity, your local church, Turning Point, whatever you want to do. It's up to you. And just a few words about them. They're great patriots that love this country, and they believe all the right things. Let me just put it that way. So you can trust them with your money, and they're doing a really great thing for this country. 877-80-INVEST if you want to check them out. Give them a call, 877-80-INVEST, or visit them online at investwhyrefi.com. And you got to be sure to review the private placement memorandum. Scan that QR code right there on your screen to view the disclosures at your leisure. Why Refi? Investing in America's future. We love those guys. Please check them out. 10.25%. That'll do some work for you over time.
It's healthy. Very healthy.
Very healthy. So we've got. Okay, hold on. I want to do two things. Josiah is next, so I'm going to get the question, and then I want to get Shane's bio here. Josiah, welcome to the show. Unmute yourself.
Hey, team. Thanks for the opportunity. I wanted to ask about something I'm passionate about, which is retaining information and then being able to articulate it very clearly through communication. And I was wondering what tips or things that you guys have learned in the communication space, and also if there's something as like a boot camp or training that would be available to a student to also get on that magic as well.
Why don't you guys answer that? What are you learning?
Yeah, I've got a quick one for you. So it's the big three. It's called read, write, speak. If you can't speak, then you need to write more. If you can't write a lot, then go read more. And you can kind of reverse engineer that formula. So then now if you want to become an excellent speaker, you have a systematic way to do that. So if you don't have things to talk about, write more about those things. It'll help you with your public speech, your ability to actually formulate those ideas live and communicate them in an effective way. And if you don't have things to write about, well, go read some books that you're really, really passionate about. You can run that system for pretty much any knowledge base that you want to have. That's what I'd say. That's what I do.
Yeah, I still use flashcards and I write them myself. So I think, again, writing something down, even the Bible talks about in Philippians 4.
The Faith and Freedom Coalition's 2026 Policy Conference. We, of course, will have more throughout the day here on Real America's Voice. For now, let's take a quick break and get you back to your regularly scheduled programming.
From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say,
Thank you. Thank you very much. And I want to thank Ralph for the introduction. He's a great guy and a friend of mine for a long time. And thank you to all of the true American patriots of Faith and Freedom Coalition. You've been with me from the beginning, and pretty much like nobody else, I don't think can top you. You were just great right from the beginning. You got it. You understood what we had to do, and we got it done, and we're continuing to get it done at levels that nobody's seen before. With the help of many people in this room, 18 months ago, we won the most consequential election victory in American history. Winning all 7 swing states, the Electoral College by 312 to 226, the popular vote, and 86% of all counties in America, 2,700 to 525. That's called a big victory. The Faith and Freedom Coalition was with us every step of the way. You knocked on 97 million doors. It's true. Ralph actually told me 10 million, so I had checked. It was 9.7 million. You reached 18 million voters. Think of that, voters of faith. You sent 28 million text messages and made 10 million phone calls to help us win a mandate like no other administration in modern history. It was a mandate like we have not seen before. And together we saved our country, and we saved religious freedom in America. We saved religious. It was going down. And you've always stood with me, and I will always stand with you. I'll always remember it. I'll always remember how hard you worked and your spirit. I especially want to thank Pastor Paula White, who's with us. Paula, wherever you may be. Thank you, Paula. Great person. Director of the White House Faith Office, Jenny Korn. Terrific. Jenny, thank you very much. Bishop Kevin Koberis. Where is Kevin? Thank you, Kevin. Good job. Nice looking man. President of the National Hispanic Christian Leadership Conference, Pastor Sam Rodriguez, who's been with me from the beginning. This place is crowded. I remember this place not so long ago. Hopefully, we'll have a little more pleasant. We're going to have a little more pleasant experience. I remember this room very well. A friend of mine who has been just incredible, Dr. Alveda King. Doctor, thank you, darling. She's been with me also from the beginning. So many from the beginning. You can tell so much. The ones from the beginning, I don't know, they tend to be the ones. They're the ones they stay, and they stay like nobody. And we appreciate all of those people. An ambassador to the United Nations who's doing a really great job. Mike Waltz, he's around here someplace. Mike, doing a really good job. And just over 1 week from now, we will celebrate the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence, marking 2.5 centuries of glorious American freedom. And thanks to the extraordinary work and incredible devotion of patriots like those people in this very, very crowded ballroom, today I can proudly report that on the edge of our 250th year, America is back. It's back. It's back. I believe better than ever before. And I'm especially pleased to say that, likewise, religion is back in our country, bigger and stronger than it has been in many, many years. Been reading all of those reports. Religion's really, it's going up. If that were stuck, we'd be very, very rich, all of us. It's been great to watch. And as I've said before, to be a great nation, you have to have religion and you have to have God in your nation. If you don't have that, it just doesn't seem to work out, does it? And we have it. We have religion and we have God now. Remember when I first started, 2016, they wanted to take the Christmas out of Christmas. Remember that? We ended that little drive, but we ended a lot of other drives too. From the very beginning of our country, American greatness has been forged by people of faith, and the very first settlers who set foot upon this new world at Jamestown got off their ship, raised up a cross, and bowed down to the Lord in prayer. It was faith that strengthened the Minutemen and who stood up at Lexington Green and Concord Bridge in Philadelphia 250 years ago. Next week, our founders invoked the Creator 4 times in the Declaration of Independence, 4 times. I wasn't mentioned once. I'm very upset. Not once. Faith pushed the pioneers to journey west. Faith led Americans to abolish slavery, and faith built this country into the most exceptional nation in the history of the world. It was going very badly a couple of years ago, very badly, but it's back really strong. But we have to be very careful because bad things are happening. Can I watch what's happening? And we're going to be discussing that in just a minute. Americans have always deeply believed in the promise of Christ's words in the Gospel of Matthew. With God, all things are possible. With God, all things are possible, right? All things. That's why as we prepare to enter the 250th year last month, tens of thousands of patriots came together on our National Mall, and we officially rededicated America as one nation under God. And we're not changing. We're not changing. And we always have been, and we always will be. We're not going to let them take it away. But as we celebrate